All right, here we are sitting with Captain Marty again, ready to hear another one of his fantastic stories. Captain Marty, what have you got for us today?
Justin, I'm going to tell you a story about my mother, who was a saint and a really incredible person, as you know. And I'm going to tell you about poor judgment. One of the rare times she used some poor judgment that pretty much scared me to death. I'll be back to do it in just a moment.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
When it comes to general maintenance or major modifications on your diesel vehicle, look no further than Wanchi's Off-Road Diesel Performance in Kill Devil Hills. Master mechanic Ryan Walker developed the plan for having his own auto shop over 20 years ago, and today he owns the premium diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks. To have him and his crew take a look under your hood, give him a call today at 252-715-0025 or find him on social media. Wanchi's Off-Road Diesel Performance, the diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks.
So my mom, Retha Brill, from the mountains of Maryland, poor, raised poor, one of 10 children. They lived in a house like everyone up in the mountains around Cumberland, no electricity, no water.
Okay.
But that wasn't too unusual in that area in those days. Went to San Antonio, Texas to live with her older sister and work, like her escape from the backcountry. Met my father, who was there in the Air Force, and the rest of they came back to his home state of Florida. And after a while, they had kids, 5 kids, 3 boys, 2 girls. And my mom, person of really strong faith, funny, she was clever. And both my mother and my father were very clever people, and just pleasant and fun to be around.
Right.
And I grew up at the foot of the Ponce Inlet lighthouse, a red lighthouse, and it was really just a tall beacon sentinel standing over the inlet there. The Ponce Inlet is at the south end of Daytona Beach, right there by the old speedway, the old racetrack, the beach track. So kids being kids, and I was 10 years old, and I had older sister and brother. The older kids were pretty mean to us littler kids. You ever been there?
One or two times.
I bet you were the mean one, probably, to the little kids. You just strike me as that way.
Oh, thanks, Marty. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad I strike you that way.
But we all rode the same school bus home, and it was like we went to school all the way at the other end of the beach, so it was a long ride, and they would take that opportunity to pick on the elementary school kids. So that lighthouse, the Coast Guard had kept it going for a long time, but they, over funding, turned the light off. And then that stayed that way for about 6 years until the politics got right and they got the light back on. So I had gone to bed many a night watching those 6 flashes through my bedroom window. But during those years, the light was off. When I was 10 years old, we started seeing a light that wasn't a Fresno Lens, which it also had, like the Hatteras Lighthouse used to. But we saw a light up there, and we're like on the bus. We're like, did y'all see that light? There's some kind of light up in the top of the lighthouse, but it wasn't a flashing light. It was a dull light. So what it was someone had gone up there and lit a fire, like a campfire, and carried some wood all the way to the top and lit this fire. So when us little kids asked the big kids on the bus, of course, that was their opportunity. The door swung open right there. And they're like, well, I guess you haven't heard. And we're like, we haven't heard what? And they said, that's the Catwoman. The Catwoman lives up there.
The Catwoman?
And we're like, the Catwoman? That's what I said. Who is the Catwoman? She lives up there with her 2 little kids. And she's part cat and part woman.
Oh, my gosh.
At 10 years old, when you're at night looking out your bedroom window, all you can think about is the Catwoman.
It's the Catwoman.
It's the Catwoman. I'm like, Mom, I'm really scared. And push up my curtains and everything. So for about 2 weeks, most nights there was a little fire going up there in the top of the lighthouse. Well, on the school bus, it got bigger. The story got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Of course
and
it did.
us kids were afraid to go out of the house after dark because they told us the Catwoman would eat children And the only children she wanted were her own two that lived up there with her. All the rest of them she was going to eat.
Oh, gosh.
So we were all terrified. Finally, my best friend at the time, Mark Brown, who was his dad was a charter boat captain, and it was a little fishing community. His mother, Mary Alice Brown, said to my mom, Retha, we have got to do something because these older kids are terrorizing the elementary school kids. So they said, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a tour of the lighthouse. We're going to take these kids one night. We're going to climb the lighthouse and prove to them there's no Catwoman in there. So now on the bus, that's all the talk. We're going on a tour. We're going on a tour. Are you scared, Mark? No, I ain't scared. Are you scared? No, I ain't scared. Because we're going to have supposedly our mother and father escorting us.
Yeah.
No, we ain't scared as long as we got mom and dad.
Of course.
You know? So on the night of the event, way before cell phones, so we had a phone out in the dining room. And then if you went into the back of our house, you went through the kitchen. This is important. You went through the kitchen, stepped down into a hallway, turned right, and went down the hallway into my parents' bedroom. Big walk-in closet on the right-hand side, and then you got into their bedroom proper.
Okay.
You know? So that was where the other telephone was. So I was so nervous on the night we were going to do that. Just after it got dark, I went in and called Mark Brown, my friend Mark. I said, Mark, are you scared or not scared? Yeah, I'm really scared. I'm like, well, they're going to lead us. It's supposed to be the adults. We're going to find out if there's a Catwoman there or not. And about the time I'm talking to him, way in the back of our house, way down that long hallway, way past, this is what I hear. Meow. Like that.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's between me and the escape route down that hallway. Then on that closet door, I can't make the noise, but I hear scratching. And then meow.
Oh, no.
A little bit louder. I'm like, Mark, something's in the closet. And all I'm thinking, it is the Catwoman. She somehow has got in the house, and there's no way for me to escape except right by the closet door down that long, narrow hallway. Finally, I started screaming, Mom, Catwoman is here. Catwoman is here. And in sheer panic, I threw the phone down and I said, I got to chance it. I got to run past that closet door and past the Catwoman to get out of the house and find my mother, because the Catwoman ain't in the lighthouse. She's in our closet. And so as I run down the hall crying and screaming, the door flies open.
No. And who do you think it was that jumped out of that closet? We're going to find out in just a bit.
The desire for being on the water is what draws people to the Outer Banks. OBX Boat Company in Kill Devil Hills shares that desire with you. The only full-service, Yamaha authorized dealer on the beach, OBX Boat Company is committed to providing you the best possible boat ownership experience. Their carefully selected brands of center consoles and family-friendly pontoon boats are all powered by ultra-reliable Yamaha motors. They offer excellent financing options as well. To learn more and see their inventory, visit obxboatco.com.
And out jumps my mother. You know, she's hiding in the closet to scare me as the Catwoman. And then when she saw the look on my face and the tears, she realized, oh, I might have overstepped my bounds a little bit. So she did all she could do to calm me down. And then she said, okay, let's go do the tour. I'm like, there ain't no way I'm going anywhere with you. I'm not going on the tour. And they had to cancel the tour. And then they actually had to get law enforcement to go down there and put a lock on someone had broken the bolt on the door to keep the high school kids from going out there and building their little fire and scaring all the little kids to death. So this Halloween, if you're going by Body Island Lighthouse or Hatteras Lighthouse and you see a little fire going up in the top, it's the Catwoman.